Hello, my name's Claire and I'm the founder of E.D.E.N Film Productions. In October 2023, we launched Transforming Cinema Film Project, funded by the National Lottery Community Fund. We worked with members of the LGBTQ+ community, predominantly the trans community, where we ran online filmmaking workshops, in-person filmmaking workshop, and 2 days in-person filming. The group have been learning filmmaking skills to create a short film idea that amplifies trans voices, experiences, and stories. Alongside the film trailer, the group also produced this behind-the-scenes film documenting the project from start to finish. We hope you enjoy this film and thank you for watching. Welcome to the Transforming Cinema Film Project. So it's ran by E.D.E.N obviously, and we were funded by the National Lottery Community Fund.
This is it. This is where it all started. Week 1, workshop 1. So what were we all doing here anyways?
I've joined this group because I love film.
I'm a first year film student, but looking to do a lot more within the film industry.
I've not got any background in film at all, I'm really interested in the production side and physically being behind the camera.
I signed up for this because I kind of want to dip my toes back into something creative.
I am here because I also love helping people to make things.
Least to say, we were excited to get started.
What kind of story are you interested in telling?
Something that's not kind of too heavy in terms of struggles.
Yeah, because there are a lot of struggle and harm and, devastation-based narratives.
I think there's a division, isn't there? Because I think you can show reality and it be positive.
Yeah, really great idea. I'm very excited for what we're going to do because hopefully by the end of it, we're going to make a film.
Let the learning commence. We watched and discussed examples of short films. We interrogated the use of mood boards and discussed themes we would like to portray in our film.
I'd like to have a complete mood shift so it could go from really slow and a little bit sad to really energetic.
I like the idea of moods and how you could possibly section it into different moods, which gives you different aspects of the film.
Really nice to have a bit of positivity into it.
I guess there's a lot of it that is about rejecting tragic narratives.
By workshop 3, we were reviewing how to structure a film, created our mood boards, and explored the connection of reality and the magic of trans experiences and how we could portray this on the screen.
I'm quite into expressing everyday things in a kind of magical way.
When we were saying about multiple main characters, obviously they're completely different, but all share this core journey.
Workshop 4 brought together shot composition and shooting styles, and by now we had started to knit together the storyline.
I do paint, and there's this one painting that I have, and it's kind of like a fantasy world with mushrooms. The most interesting aspect of them, I think, is that they do create a network around the world, and that's how trees communicate. And I was just thinking about what would happen if there was that kind of network amongst people.
I was looking at something I've done recently, which is voice therapy. Also, I thought it might be an interesting setting for a group, and also it is a journey because you're learning you're learning things about yourself and interacting with others.
Workshop 5 explored script formatting, how to create professional standard lighting, and started testing out the script so far.
Finn, do you want to move into the circle?
No, I'm okay here.
Workshop 6 saw an even deeper dive into lighting.
Lighting plans. I'll start by showing you my lighting plan for the thing we're going to look at. The next thing we're going to look at, finally, are the different crew roles that are available.
And then we sat and read through the first draft.
So yeah, lots to think about, but really, really strong, and it's so nice to see a full draft, and I was just so delighted to read it because it read just beautifully, and I'm really happy with all the characters.
But I think what would be good for us to do next time, once we've been sure everyone's read the script in between now and then, we will do a read through in the session.
However, we came across a slight issue. The script Val had put together has the scope to be something much more than we could achieve in 2 days of filming.
Because it's so strong, and because of the way it's been created, like within this group, I feel like it would be a shame if we didn't give it the opportunity to be as good as it can be. So I have had an idea. We select 5 pages of the script, but we select those 5 pages with a view to turning them into a trailer. Whilst we shoot that trailer, we would capture a behind the scenes documentary about it. And then in the meantime, E.D.E.N would look into raising a budget. That's where we're at. That's my thinking. We're going to read the script shortly.
We had a decision to make. Do we compromise on the story, or do we make a trailer of what is to come?
Please don't feel this is how it needs to be.
I think Brett's idea is exciting, but it might not be what people signed up for. So I don't want to force them to do anything that they don't want to do.
In order for everyone to be satisfied, it would need to feel like a decent piece of work that you could be like, oh, this is a whole thing on its own. It's not just the breadcrumb to a whole sandwich that we're never going to eat. Like, so as long as the shortened or the trailer or whatever it is was satisfying in its own right to look at, view and make, then I think I would be happy.
I would still really love to, even if I was part of just making the trailer and then it went on, I'd still be happy with that, for personally myself.
Feel the belly, shoulders relaxed, feel the vibration in your chest, find out what feels like you.
The network is always there underneath.
Compromise or trailer? Compromise or trailer? Trailer it was.
What an ending. If we think of that trailer as its own little film, we will construct that film next week.
With the trailer in mind, we got to work on selecting a section of the script to debut and discussed the roles of each crew member.
Everyone happy for me to delete from here?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I'm deleting. Okay.
This is the most civilized script meeting of the weekend.
Great, Sash.
We did it.
In Workshop 9, we spent time reviewing the storyboards.
Like a gothic satyr. That's very cool.
Production design started to come together, and the shooting script and strip boards began to evolve.
So this is now our shooting script. This will be the master document that we work from. It is 6.5 pages. So that's 7. 7 pages. Times to it yet, because we don't know yet, but this is what I think our rough schedule will be.
This was the first time we all met face to face. This session allowed us to apply the technical knowledge we had gained from the past number of weeks. We had a great response to our casting call, and the audition process was enlightening.
I think I would take any opportunity when I see a chance to play a character who is trans, not going into a show and having a sister actor and saying, my character is going to end up trans because I'm trans and I'm putting that in the character, or this character, I just have to do my best job at being cis or something. And it sucks. I hate it all.
I'm queer, I'm non-binary, so always trying to look for more creative opportunities to portray those kinds of characters and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, just perfectly up my alley, really. Yeah, and I also just really think mushrooms are really cool. Like watched one documentary and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. So like when I saw the script, I was like, that's great, that's so perfect. Yeah, no, I like the metaphor, that interconnectivity and stuff. I think it's really neat, good imagery.
And so playing trans women and getting the opportunity to not have to explore non-passing trans women as well, not necessarily in this capacity, but just the different types of trans women that exist that are so empty across so many forms of media, that kind of being able to see an opportunity to actually play that immediately, just I'm attached to any project where that's the point and it's not just a background aspect that happens to be there that I happen to have kind of maybe forced in a character or whatever.
Something that I struggle with is, being a trans person, there's barely any roles that is ever for people like us. So when I saw this role on Instagram, on someone's story, I think it was trans on screen, which is something that I follow, and they put it on the story, and I just immediately applied for it because I just really want to give myself as many opportunities as possible, and this one seems really, really good. I really like the script. I like everything it does.
Reading about the character description, it just felt very familiar. It felt very, with the character description of Finn, felt very familiar to me. It felt like, you know, I come from this really small seaside town where I didn't know what my identity was. I never had any sort of representation of me around it. I just knew that I wasn't like the people around me, and it was very alienating, and I recognized a lot of the traits that he shows in my own experience and felt that it's something that I can convey quite well and have experienced and would be able to make authentic.
But if you could turn into a kind of any fantasy sort of form or creature, what do you think you would turn into?
I have such a strong answer to this, which I've gone at such intense length to people about. I would absolutely love to be a bear.
It's so weird. Probably something horse-based. Like the first thing that came into mind was unicorn or Pegasus, but I think Pegasus is probably more accurate.
No, I think that's good though, because horses are like the most useful animal, and then if they can fly,
twice as useful.
It's a win-win.
There's no losing here.
I think a bear lives a really good life. I want to be sitting in a stream catching salmon and like staring at the world as it goes by.
I think it's got to be something that would be quite a contrast to how his character is. So as he's quite an insecure person, I think that the creature would be maybe an animal that's quite strong, like a cheetah or a gorilla or something that's like big and proud, to show that that's how he wants to feel and portray himself to the world, I think maybe.
My first thought for myself was like, oh, I love frogs, but I'm like, there's no way you can portray that in a way that like looked good visually at all. That would be some like hella CGI.
I feel like this is like a really good film that is going to help a lot of people, and I really enjoy the message of it.
The final workshop. It's happening. It's finally happening.
So essentially, I'm going to run through casting locations, costumes, props, kit, transport, like refreshments, call and wrap times, script stuff, shot list stuff. So we've gone through it. We've had a chance to raise anything for any of those points. So that's what we're going to do. Talk to me about like casting, roles, etc. Please.
It went super great.
That's great. So who have we got?
Lana, that is Maple. Then we've got Finn, who we've cast Tom.
Andrea's been played by Hannah, and I've worked with her a lot before, and I know she's really good, so she'll be great.
If Andrea were a mythical creature, I think she would be a well-meaning fairy, because she is energetic, warm, kind, and leaps around a lot.
Then we've got for Rust, we've got Tyler, and then we've got Hazel's role, which we've gone with Sash.
Awesome.
Yeah, everybody. It was like by the end of it, we were all kind of like melted into our chairs. Like, what do we do? They're all really good.
Good, but it's nicer to end the day with, oh, everyone was really good. Who are we going to pick? Versus like, oh no, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
It was time to put our new collective knowledge to practice. Let the weekend of filming commence.
It's been such a joy this weekend filming for the project.
It's always exciting to see people like get a chance to try out filmmaking, work in departments that they've not worked in before, and like people's creative ideas that we've worked on for months at a time come into fruition across 2 pretty hectic but hopefully fulfilling days.
So we got together and we were talking about trying to capture the trans experience, and there were lots of questions about that and lots of chat about like what does it mean, and it came out basically that we are magical creatures. That was the main pull from the discussions, but also that we're very normal people who do very normal things as well. But how do you get those two in the same space with mushrooms? And this is the answer to that question.
1, 2.
It's been so fun. It's been a long time since I've been in front of a camera. It's definitely a change from theatre, acting and sort of live performance stuff, but it's been fun. It's been really, really fun. It's been nice to meet so many nice people, and just in being such a gender affirming space as well. It's been lovely. That kind of pace for that, and then hello.
This weekend's been really fun.
I've only worked on a big film set once before, so this is a really fun opportunity to learn and be with the crew and experience just filmmaking on a bigger scale.
It's the first time I've done a film project like this, so yeah, it's been really interesting to see how everything works, and because I've done a lot of stage acting, doing things again is quite interesting. So yeah, I found it really enjoyable.
There was a lot of interest in the connection that mushrooms can form between themselves, between the cells, as their communication network, and it was linked in with my love of magical realism and absurdism, which is a personal thing that I adore, and also dressing people up as crazy stuff.
You asked me what my favourite costume was, but now I've changed my answer because I've done another costume that is my new favourite costume, which is Hazel's fairy wings, like glowing look. Just done that, and I think that's my new favourite.
What's been your highlight of today?
I don't know, wearing these wings, to be honest, and the sparkly boots. Very, very happy with the costuming and the makeup. It's been really, really awesome.
It's just like fantasy clothing that you don't get to do in real life. I mean, at this point I might just start wearing fairy wings out to the shop, we'll see.
This is terrible technique. Don't say that whilst I'm doing a behind the scenes video. Being transparent.
Also a speech class that I personally went to, which is an interesting element of the trans experience. I think the voice is something that is very personal, and it holds a lot of power once you've got it. And I know a lot of people are anxious about it, so they need to own their voices and become what they want to be.
I've predominantly been making the coffee.
It's so cool.
Coffee. A bit of behind the scenes filming, creeping around, taking some videos of people. I got to cue somebody in earlier, which I was very proud of. I'm a bit of a helping hand today.
I really enjoy acting and I want it to be my career. And this is like the first role I've seen advertised to trans people, and I just thought I really had to go for the opportunity. And it's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's cemented my idea that I want to be an actor.
It's been good because I've done filming stuff in the past, but I'm very out of practice, so it's good to like get back into it again and get used to working with camera equipment and stuff again.
For sound, I've been holding up a boom pole for what seems like several hours straight, so it's really tiring, obviously shaking out in between film takes, just to give my arms a bit of a rest. I'm wanting to pursue sound engineering, sound mixing in the future, so this has definitely been a good opportunity to work on those skills and improve.
Directing was a hell of a thing. I'm very proud, and I think everyone's been absolutely amazing, and I think we've come together to make lightning in the bottle, and it's a dream.
I love that you were like, Val, can I get a shot of you? Tram!
This tram is like behind you moving.
Woo!
The catering has been very good. Lots of great snacks, which is always a highlight. But I suppose like my real, actual, serious highlight, seeing people like bring their best selves to a creative project and everyone getting a chance to try out different departments and little bits and bobs, and watching people like flourish as they figure out a role and then like come to own it.
It's hard to pick one highlight from the filming weekend, but if I had to pick one, it was working on the behind the scenes film and the fun and laughter that was involved in this. It was so great that everyone came together, having a laugh, lots of outtakes.
Am I going to be on telly? Is this going on telly?
I know. No!
What you making?
It's about everybody having fun, working together, hopefully gaining skills, confidence, friendship.
Who wants a cup of coffee?
Everyone's been really great as well, really friendly, and just like an instant camaraderie that I guess comes from shared experience and a shared interest in creation and film.
I saw this project advertised online and just thought it was a great opportunity to learn more about filmmaking in a friendly environment, obviously everyone being LGBTQ+ in some form.
I absolutely love any project that is actually focusing on trans people. I mean, being a trans person in acting is exhausting a lot of the time, because the kind of versions of binary genders that you're attempting to emulate can be so, you kind of have to look at them and be like, right, in this moment I need to attempt to be cis a lot of the time. That's kind of what a lot of casting people want, I feel. And so it's really refreshing to go into something and me go, oh god, does this, like the kind of evil little thought where my brain goes like, oh, does this look like something a cis woman would do? And I'm like, no, and it shouldn't, because that's the kind of authentic representation, even down to just like outfit choices, where I'm like, I think so many trans women would make specific choices about certain things that I think feel so trans to me, and so it's fun to be able to actually put that into my character as well.
I think that seeing trans characters in media is pretty important for figuring out like who you can be, or like seeing a version of yourself that might exist in a fictional world is like probably the first step to imagining what you could be in the real world.
If you can see something, you can be something. And if you understand the language around what that means, it takes a lot of anxiety away from you self-analysing and thinking, why are you so different from everybody else? And it just stops other people that feel like you from feeling so alone.
It's just important to be able to exist as like, you know, a gender non-conforming or non-binary person or trans person in a space like this, because it's just so good to relax and be yourself, and that's how you make your best art, right? That's how you do your best performance, when you're just like in a space that's so validating and so welcoming.
So if this project didn't exist, then I might, like similar projects, I might not have applied for, or I might have applied then got on the course, and if people were kind of giving you the cold shoulder because you're trans, it might incentivise you to leave. So it feels a lot more welcoming to trans people to have like a trans-specific project to work on.
Well, growing up, I never really saw any LGBTQ plus media, so I think I would have benefited a lot with films like this, seeing all that representation, at least in a positive way as well, to inspire people to be themselves and be who they are and enjoy things and shine.
I think we've managed to create like a small sort of community project in what we're doing, and it's been wonderful. It feels like it's already impactful, I think.
Projects like this are massively important, especially for us and other voices that just aren't heard and stories that don't get told. And if those stories don't get told, those people become isolated, like the guy in our story, like Finn does, and don't feel like their experience is right, is wrong in some way, and it's not. It's happening all the time. But what's also happening all the time is that everyone's getting together and enjoying themselves and having fun, and that can happen too. We just need to show that. We just need to show that we're humans, which sometimes maybe people don't recognise, but we definitely are, and we're definitely here, and we're definitely just living and experiencing ourselves.
It's a wrap!
So much work has gone into this, from storyboards, character design, shot lists, the actual script development, the sharing of ideas, the filming, the documenting of the filming, the documenting of the pre-production and the post-production, alongside people being involved with voiceover recording, music sourcing, sharing on social media, promotional material and editing. It's just been an awesome group team effort, and I'm super happy and proud of everyone and all the work that they've put in to make this project amazing.
After all this work, we hope you enjoyed our little trailer. And as we learned in the workshop about story structure, I hope you have witnessed our rise, fall and resolution of making this trailer. And that is a wrap.
Wait.
I think maybe, I don't know.
What are you doing?
Go on.
Oh, watch out for the kaboom.
If I was wearing better shoes, I could do front and back flips as well.
No.
Yeah.
You've got to film it at home and then send it so we can slip it into the film.
I do have videos of me doing it.
Oh, he looks like Simba.
What's like been the most either fun, interesting, or highlight of the day?
Sydney's antics.
Not put out for the film world.
Yeah. So if we're like,
I'm feeling it. I'm sorry, who's giving up their place on the cast because this? Oh my god, could someone like magic me into like a bit like the baby out of Teletubbies?
Yes.
Okay, I've done that. Tried to put me on the cover of Vogue, but my legs were too long.
Sorry, there's a cat. A cat has arrived.
We don't need to apologise for cats. Cats
A
are.
cat has entered the chat.
Yeah. Sorry.
we never truly know what's going to come to us. So we must approach each day with joy.
Oh, did you get that?